I move the debate to be adjourned, and in doing so, it's because we've seen here in Victoria we've come to a crisis with what we have with our crime statistics. Today, the crime statistics have been released across our state, and we've seen a 10% increase just across the state in all crimes. That is something that is putting more and more victims at risk across the whole of Victoria. We know that we need to see a debate in this place around the crime statistics, and we've already put on the paper 6 or 7 notices to ensure that we've got something here to debate. And those debates include moving that the House notes the crime rates in Victoria to continue to increase, and there is a continuous move to violent crime. Violent crime in Victoria is so out of control under Labor that this year alone, Acting Speaker, we've seen an 18.4% increase in aggravated burglaries. This is where someone is breaking into a person's home, generally with a weapon, and terrorising them in their own houses. And this government is doing nothing about it. Nothing about it. We had a report into Youth Justice in 2017 that has collected dust until such time of 2 days before we had the crime stats come out highlighting a 20% increase in youth crime. That is 20% increase extra. We've had more than 25% increases since 2018. Why? Because this government has done nothing when it comes to dealing with the crime crisis here in Victoria. And it's not hard, Acting Speaker. If you reduce police numbers and you close police stations, you will increase crime. That is the things that are absolutely guaranteed. It's not hard to work that out. And in Victoria, we've got 43 stations that are temporarily closed or unavailable to the public because this government do not give the police the resources they need. They promised, the Labor government promised, they would deliver 502 extra police here in our state. At the time they announced that, there was 16,159 frontline police. To achieve that, they would have had to go to 16,661 police. But you know what, Acting Speaker? They're at 15,842. That is 317 less police to respond to incidents here in our state. So it's no wonder youth crime is up. It's no wonder that during a cost of living crisis that theft from shops has increased and we don't have the police to do it. But it's got so bad, I've met with shop owners down in Geelong and they have said they don't even report any crime under $100 anymore because it's not worth the time for them and they don't get the police response they need because they don't have the resources down there. Yet, it's still a 34% increase in shop stealing across our state. This is all impacting every victim who deserves that protection across our state, and again, we've got a government that is doing nothing. With theft of motor vehicle up 23%, theft from motor vehicle up 18.6%. And the scariest part of all this, Acting Speaker, 40% plus of our crimes in the state are not being solved. So every crime that doesn't get solved, you've got an offender who thinks they can get away with it and will continue to commit those crimes. Or worse, those that are getting caught, particularly our young violent offenders in this state, who commit armed hold-ups in retail stores that we saw just recently in Bayside, where we've seen victims terrorised at work, and they need the protection we need. Teens who are terrorised by people with knives coming into their stores. What the government aren't telling you is these kids were on bail. They'd already committed violent offences. Ash Gordon died in this state because this government failed to fix the bail system and keep a violent offender locked up. Let me assure you it's going to happen again. That is why the opposition today are moving this adjournment, because this should be and must be the absolute priority in this state. Crime is out of control. The growth corridors are seeing more crimes than they've ever seen in the past. Areas like Cardinia are up 13%, Mildura is up 10%. It doesn't matter where you go, crime continues to increase. And the government's answer to this is to bring out a document that does nothing to address the crisis we have in youth crime in this state. The biggest challenge we have, Acting Speaker, is the minister is so useless, he actually can't go out and say we have a crime crisis and youth crime issue here in Victoria. The youth justice system that he oversees is effectively run by the 14 to 18-year-olds who are inside that system because this government won't give them the resources they need. They have cut funding when it comes to crime prevention here in our state, and until they reverse these issues, until they reverse that funding, until they start to listen to the experts out there and we take the worst criminals off our street, nothing will change, crime will increase and people will be less safe under Labor.